Lumberjack fans, Tim Parrish here at City Park Field as we get set for the first baseball game of the season. This is going to be one of the first years in quite a while that we've actually got the first game on the schedule actually off on time. And we've got a beautiful day here in St. Mary's. We've got City Park baseball going on up here at the top and softball down at the lower level as both Lumberjack teams hosting the Bonners Ferry Badgers in non-league action. And according to my weather, we've got about 48 degrees with the sun shining, so it's going to be a gorgeous day for some baseball action. And like I said, we've got Bonners Ferry Badgers here in town. And looking at the field, it is dry, and it's in pretty decent shape for this early in the season. But we are going to get through these things today, and we've got a little bit to go through with our pregame. Not a whole lot because, well, last season there was no baseball action, and this year we've got a lot of young players and kind of an unknown with St. Mary's as there's not a lot of kids left that I recognized a whole lot from the last couple of teams. Last year, I think we had quite a few seniors that graduated and didn't get to play their senior year. So this year it's a fresh look, fresh Lumberjacks baseball team, and we'll get you a rundown of that here when we come back after this break.
When life throws you a curveball, your P1FCU debit account can help keep you moving. P1FCU Perks, powered by Bazang, offers great features like money-saving discounts, cell phone protection, roadside assistance, and cash back. This card saves you money. Does your debit card do that? P1FCU, a Pacific Northwest original since 1938. Only available with P1FCU preferred debit accounts. Insured by NCUA.
Kenny and the crew at 10th Street Superstop invite you into the biggest convenience store in town. 10th Street Superstop is your one-stop shop for gas, propane, snacks, and ice-cold drinks. Stop in for breakfast or lunch, breakfast burritos and pizza to paninis and fajita burritos. 10th Street Superstop has something for everyone. Whether you're headed to a Lumberjack game or out into the woods, 10th Street Superstop is the place to stop for anything you may need. 10th Street Superstop on North 10th
Andy's Arbor Recycling. Andy's Arbor Recycling specializes in removal of dangerous trees, including thinning and chips. Andy's Arbor Recycling also has a bucket truck for those hard-to-reach areas. So if you're in need of thinning, tree removal, and site preparation, call Andy's Arbor Recycling. That's at 208-582-2134. That's 208-582-2134. Andy's Arbor and Cycling.
The St. Mary's Lumberjack Booster Club is looking for volunteers and active members to participate in the many activities the Booster Club does in support of our Lumberjacks. Lumberjack Booster Club provides much appreciated support to Lumberjack sports programs and is always looking for new active members and new ideas. The Booster Club is currently in need of new officers as well as volunteers to help with the Hall of Fame banquet auction, spirit building, senior night, and more. Anyone interested can contact Lynn Masterson at 208-568-1802 or just come to a meeting at the fire station.
Archie's IGA is not only a proud supporter of Lumberjack sports, but a proud supporter of the St. Mary's community and shopping locally. When you shop local, you help businesses support other local businesses, as well as helping your local businesses to provide jobs. Did you know that local business taxes help maintain communities and counties by fixing roads and maintaining recreation facilities? Local business owners invest in the community and have a vested interest in the future of our community. So won't you help Archie's IGA by supporting your local businesses and shop locally? Oh yeah, and let's not forget those lumberjacks.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in Idaho. This is sportsmanship. School sports. It's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
And we are back. Tim Parrish here at St. Mary City Park Field as we get set for some Lumberjack baseball as the Lumberjacks host the Barnes Ferry Badgers for a doubleheader. And like I said, the girls are down below getting ready to play the Badgers as well. We did a little bit of a poll on our Facebook page the other day to see which game we should cover, and the baseball game won by just a few votes. So that's where we are today. And from what I've seen, the schedule, I think the 20th, the girls will be at Lakeland. We will see if we can't make it to that game. But I don't know. We'll have to see what the weather does as well. The next several days of weather is not supposed to be the prettiest either. So we'll see how many days we go before we get another game in due to the weather here in North Idaho. So take a quick look at this roster for the Lumberjacks. There is, I believe, 7 freshmen on the roster. 5 sophomores, 1, 2, 3 juniors, and 3 seniors make up the roster this year, starting with freshman pitcher and utility player Wyatt Holmes. Also, then you've got sophomore catcher Dylan Holder, sophomore shortstop Trace Wick, sophomore second baseman Jared Badgett, freshman catcher Riley Abel. You got junior third baseman Dylan Larson, freshman utility player Gavin Wimhoff, freshman second baseman Brock Anderson, senior second baseman Gabe Thomas, sophomore utility player Ricky Nelson, junior first baseman Gavin Milliken, senior shortstop Kate Crawford, junior outfielder Sean Hunter, senior first baseman Tanner McMaster, and in the last 3 are freshman outfielders Milo Marsh, Tyson Watts, and Jackson Mantell. So that looks at your roster. Went back a little bit and looked at our Legion stats from some of these guys that played Legion as well as previous seasons for a few of them, as there's a few that I have some numbers here for from the last couple of years. Nothing from last year, of course. We all know what happened to last year's baseball season and softball seasons. So I'll just give you a quick rundown here. Dylan Larson, some numbers from him from 2019. He batted .400 on the season. Brock Anderson, these are numbers from Legion ball last year, or summer ball, as Brock is a freshman this year. He batted .200. Gabe Thomas is a senior. He batted .200 in his 2019 season. He had 4 runs in that year. Kate Crawford, he bats at .417, and this is from the 2019 season. He had 7 runs with 10 hits that year, 7 RBIs for him, and a triple for that young man, as he is a senior this year. Milo Marsh played some summer ball last year for St. Mary's. He batted .167. He had a run and a hit and an RBI, and that's about it. I don't have a whole lot of pitching stats for you, as I don't have any of the players that are on this year's team that we have any pitching numbers for. So Dylan Larson did have 1 appearance pitching in 2019, but that was about it. Back in 2019, St. Mary's was giving up about 3 runs, almost 4 runs per game with a 3.5 ERA, 7 wins, 4 losses, 88 hits, 68 runs, 44 earned runs, and that is basically it. That's all the numbers we have to look at is from a couple years back. So it's all new this year, and we get to kind of start fresh with a bunch of young, fresh faces on the team. And let's see here, where are we at? 5 minutes until the opening pitch. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break, and we'll be back.
When was the last time you had great Mexican food? I mean, really great. Has it been a while? Well, grab the kids and head to Casa de Oro for dinner tonight. Casa de Oro has fantastic burritos, tacos, and chimneys. Not to mention fajitas and shrimp dishes. Little Johnny doesn't like Mexican food? Well, don't worry. Casa de Oro also has the American menu as well. Dinner and lunch a la fresca. Great service and margaritas with a kick. Casa del Oro, it's what's happening for dinner tonight. Casa del Oro on Golf Course Drive in St. Mary.
Tax time is here again. I know. It's not your favorite. But at 8th and our block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they can make sure your return gets done right. It's not just about numbers, boxes, and forms. It's about personal care. So you get every credit and deduction you deserve. And with an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
Time to reimagine your off-road experience because Yamaha has reimagined the side-by-side. Experience extreme adventure with the all-new 2021 Wolverine R-Max 1000 featuring an all-new 999cc parallel twin engine. Power packed for maximum comfort and versatility, the R-Max 1000 features fully integrated accessories including the Yamaha Adventure Pro navigation system and much more. See for yourself at St. Mary's Dawn Cycle, then get out there and realize your adventure with Yamaha.
You always hear on the radio, cross the bridge to safety. But it's true. St. Mary's Harvest Foods has what you need when you need it. And if you don't see it, then just ask one of the friendly staff, and they will gladly help you find what you need. From meat, super fresh produce, and dairy, St. Mary's Harvest Foods will save you big on the things you need the most. No time to cook the mix? Then check out the hot deli for something quick for dinner. St. Mary's Harvest Foods, where you truly can cross the bridge to safety.
And we are back, and the umpires have made it to the field. They are meeting with the coaches here at home plate. One of the umpires is Mr. Clark Grogan, as he has gone from color commentator for state basketball last week with me to being the umpire here at today's baseball game. So they're going over kind of the areas of the field here at City Park Field and getting things ready to roll. Lumberjacks, of course, are the home team, so they will be in the outfield first, and we'll go over that lineup here for you real quick in just a moment. Going back to that 2019 season, the last year that we had a baseball season, the record was 9-6 for St. Mary's, 4-3. The only game that St. Mary's played last year was against Timberlake. St. Mary's lost 12-0. Bonners Ferry, they played Grangeville a few days ago from what I've seen just on Facebook today, and they split those games, I do believe, with Grangeville. They got beat pretty good in the first game, but it was 15-14 in the second game. So we'll see what happens here today as we kind of get a little bit of a guideline there. Early season, so it's going to be a pitcher's game for the most part. The batter's not necessarily up to speed yet on live pitching and everything, so we'll see how things go. Lumberjacks just took to the field, and let's go ahead and go over the lineup for St. Mary's. They will be freshmen. A freshman on the mound for St. Mary's, it is Wyatt Holmes. And watch this kid a couple days ago in practice warm up a little bit, and boy, does he have a little something going there. He could be one heck of a pitcher for the Lumberjacks. It's going to be kind of excited to see him pitch in live action today. Behind home plate is senior Cade Crawford. Over at first base is senior Tanner McMaster. Over at second base is sophomore Jared Badgett. We've got senior Dylan Larson at third base. At shortstop, it is sophomore Trace Wicks. In left field, it is junior Sean Hunter. Center field, it is senior Gabe Thomas. Right field, it is freshman or sophomore Dylan Holder. Trying to take a year off of Dylan Holder's high school career there, but in some aspect, this is his first year of high school baseball since he did not get to play last year, so still can't call him a freshman, but it's about as close as you get since it's his first year getting to play some high school ball. Taking a look at the lineup for Bonners Ferry, batting in the first slot will be catcher Bo Bateman. Batting in the second slot is shortstop Trey Bateman. Batting number 3 is second baseman Blake Rice. Batting fourth is Tegan Banning. He's the pitcher. Batting fifth, the first baseman David Hammonds. Batting sixth, right fielder Travis Peterson. Batting seventh, left fielder Elijah Dahl. Batting eighth is third baseman Porter Schulte. And batting ninth, center fielder Spencer Ebby. And stepping right up to the plate is Bo Bateman as we are ready to get things rolling. Infield is met out at the pitcher's mound. And they will head back to their spots on the field. We are ready for the first pitch of some high school baseball here. Lumberjacks and Bonners Ferry. Checking out the mound is Holmes. Waiting, gets a signal from the umpire. Gets a signal from Crawford. First pitch on the way. That one's going to be a little bit low, ball one. Holmes steps back up on the mound, looks in, gets a signal. The pitch on the way. That one's inside, ball two. While Holmes working out some of those first game nerves there, being a freshman starting pitcher for the varsity team. 2 balls, no strikes. Next pitch on the way. That one's a swung on and fouled back for strike one. 2 balls and a strike. Oh, the 2-0, 2-1 count. 2-1 count to Bateman. They're getting that ball recovered in. They didn't get the umpire the extra balls needed for in case one was fouled off, so they could keep play going. Now they get some balls out to the umpire. So resetting, it is 2 balls and a strike to Bo Bateman for the Bonners Ferry Badgers. Wyatt Holmes toes the rubber, looks into Crawford, gets his signal, the stretch, the pitch on the way, and that is a grounder that gets just past the glove of Wyatt Holmes, and that will be a base hit. So 1 on, no outs. That brings up Trey Bateman. Runner on first base. He takes his lead. Holmes takes a look over to first. Now set. The pitch on the way. That one's going to be left outside for ball one. Coach from Bonners Ferry giving some signals. Now they're ready to resume as Bateman steps back in. Wyatt takes a look to first base, gets a signal from Crawford. The stretch, the pitch. Oh, that one just passed a little high, and it's going to be ball two. That looks like a nice-looking pitch, just a little high in the zone. 2 balls, no strikes to Bateman. Runner on first for Bonners Ferry, no outs. Holmes gets his signal, sets up, takes the throw over to first. And they're going to call a balk on Holmes. That'll advance the batter over to second base. The count remains 2 balls, no strikes, no outs. Runner on second for the Badgers, and Crawford calls time and heads out to talk to Holmes real quick. Just a quick word out there on the mound. Crawford comes on back, takes his place behind home plate. Holmes looks in, gets his signals. Runner takes his lead on second. That's Bateman out there. Holmes takes a couple of quick looks. Now the pitch, and that is fouled off down the left field line. 2 balls and a strike now to Trey Bateman. Holmes gets his signal from Crawford. Checks second base again. The stretch, the pitch. That one's inside. 3 balls and a strike. Holmes takes a look in, gets his signals. That's back up on the mound. The stretch, the pitch. That's going to be a chopping ground ball. The second baseman pulls it up, throws it to first. It's an error. And we're going to get 1 run across on the error, and the run from second scores. And the runner on first base, Trey Bateman, makes it over to second. So one run across, nobody out. And I'll bring up Blake Rice. I didn't mention that those first two batters were lefties for Bonners Ferry. Or maybe this one's a lefty. That one is going to be swung on and fouled off. Strike one to Blake Rice. On deck is Tegan Banning. No outs, runner on first, one run across for the Badgers. Top of the first inning. Holmes looks in, gets his signal. Sets up, looks to second, stretch the pitch, the swing. And that one's fouled off. Made me duck that first one. It comes right at you as you're right behind home plate. So the 0-2 count to Blake Rice. No balls, two strikes. Holmes looks in. The pitch on the way and gets him to swing. Strike three, and Wyatt Holmes gets his first varsity strikeout. One down, runner on second, one score across, one run across for the Badgers. Batting is Tegan Banning. On deck is Hammond. He's going to take a swing at that one. It's going to be knocked down by Badgett from second base. And he gets the throw over to the first to Tanner McMaster in time for the second out. Runner does advance over to third on the throw. So two outs. Runner on third. And one run across for the Badgers. David Hammonds to the plate. On deck is Peterson. First pitch just a bit high. Ball one. Holmes looks in, gets his signals from Crawford. Takes a look over to third. The stretch, the pitch, the swing, and a foul ball. Strike two. Or strike one. One ball, one strike. One ball, one strike. Hammonds, Wyatt, Holmes. The stretch, the pitch. Oh, leaves that one a little high for ball two. 2 balls and a strike. Holmes looks in, gets the signals from Crawford. The stretch, the pitch. Strike two. That one across the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Hammonds. Holmes looks like he's trying to settle in a little bit. Takes a look, gets the signals, the pitch. Drops that one in there. Beautiful swing and a miss. Strike 3. And now we'll retire the sides. Let's see here. Trying to remember. There was 1 run on 1 hit. There was 1 error and 1 left on base for the Badgers. And it's 1-0 going into the bottom of the first. We'll be back. Is your Ridge check engine light on? Idling a little rough? Time for an oil change. Maybe you need tires. Stop by Jim's Auto Repair and Tire Pros. Jim's Auto Repair can take care of your automotive needs fast. If you have a dead battery, Jim's Auto Repair and Tire Pros can set you up with a great AC Delco battery. Did we mention tires? Jim's Auto Repair is an authorized Tire Pros dealer and can get you a great deal on tires for your rig. Locations in St. Mary's and Plummer. Jim's Auto and 95 Tires. Give them a call, 208-686-0425, 208-686-0425, or stop by today. Hughes Hardware wants to invite you to come in and take a look. Hughes isn't just about hardware. Whether you need dish soap and sponges to clean up after your husband's guys' night, or storage solutions for your wife's shopping addiction, you can find it at Hughes. Come see the difference. Everything you need, from a blow dryer to replace the one your toddler dropped in the toilet, to a bathroom scale to help your hubby stay on his fitness goal. Hughes Ace Hardware is the place to get the products you need and the help you want all the time, every time. And we are back. Tim Parrish here at St. Mary City Park Field for some Lumberjack baseball as the Lumberjacks host the Bonners Ferry Badgers. And the Badgers have a 1-0 lead going into the bottom of the first In the outfield for Bonners Ferry, you got Tegan Banning pitching, Bo Bateman at home plate, David Hammonds at first, Blake Rice at second. Third is Porter Schulte, shortstop Trey Bateman. In left field is Elijah Dahl, center field Spencer Ebby, and in right field Travis Peterson. Lineup for the Lumberjacks, we've got leading off will be Cade Crawford. On deck will be Wyatt Holmes. In the hole is Dylan Larson. Cade Crawford steps to the plate. Crawford takes a couple of quick warm-up swings, steps in, and we're ready to roll for the Lumberjacks' first at-bats. Banning looks in, gets the signal to stretch, and the first pitch. Outside corner, ball, or strike one. Crawford takes that first pitch. Banning, second pitch on the way, working quick. Look like exact same location, strike two. Crawford quickly down, 0-2 in the count. Banning looks in, gets his signals from Bateman. Next pitch is high. Same outside section of the plate, but just up high. Banning lines up for pitch number 4. It's on the way, and that one is up high as well. That one's more down the middle, but still high. And it's 2 balls, 2 strikes to Crawford. Crawford, senior, on the team. Next pitch on the way. He takes a swing at that one. It's going to be foul down the first base line. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes to Crawford. Crawford steps out of the box for a moment as they're retrieving that ball from down there as it was still in kind of a bad spot. Banning's next pitch on the way. That one looked almost like the other pitches that were called strikes, and that one is ball 3 as it's a full count to Crawford now. Must have been just outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Crawford. Banning's next pitch on the way. That one is a fly ball that's foul, and it's going to be missed by the 2 fielders. Second baseman and the first baseman both kind of lost it in the sun, as the sun is in the eyes of the outfielders. So it's just a foul ball. Count remains 3 balls, 2 strikes to Crawford. Once again on deck is Wyatt Holmes. In the hole is Dylan Larson. Next pitch on the way, and that one was a nice pitch, and it's tagged out to right field. And making the catch, though, is going to be Travis Peterson, as it was just a high fly ball that was going to be an out for the Lumberjacks. So nobody on, 1 out, brings up Wyatt Holmes. On deck, Dylan Larson. In the hole, Sean Hunter. Banning gets his signal, looks in, the pitch on the way, and a healthy cut. Swing and miss, strike 1. That pitch looked like it was right down the middle. Swung over the top of it. Banning lines it up. Next pitch on the way. That was a nice-looking pitch there. Strike 2. So quickly down the count, 0-2 is Holmes. Next pitch from Banning on the way. That one is way up and out of reach of anybody. Ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Holmes. Next pitch on the way, and the swing and miss. Strike 3, and that's 2 outs. That'll bring up Dylan Larson with Sean Hunter on deck, Trace Wicks in the hole. Banning gets his signals from Bateman. First pitch is going to be fouled off, strike 1. Dylan Larson, Jr., for the Lumberjacks. He is the third baseman. Next pitch, that one was inside, and that one looked like a curveball that broke inside, and he took a swing at it and fouled that thing up over the backstop. Steps back in, down 0-2 to Banning. Pitch on the way, outside and high. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Larson. And he's looking to try to get the 3 up, 3 down. That pitch is left outside. Ball 2, 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2 count. Manning looks in. The pitch on the way. Allen right down the gut and a swing and a miss. Strike 3. And that'll retire the sides. 3 up and 3 down for St. Mary's. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base after 1 complete. Bonners Ferry leads 1-0. We'll be back.
Jack Fuel Trucking knows that there are a few things important as wise use of our natural resources. And by utilizing the chips in the manufacturing of lumber, that is exactly what is accomplished. If you look beyond the wood chips, you see an entire community of schools, churches, and businesses. And most importantly, people. Jack Fuel Trucking believes in responsible harvesting of our natural resources. After all, if you take a close look, those aren't just chips. They're an entire community. Jack Fuel Trucking.
It's been a trying year for parents. They've been confronted with countless challenges and have always risen to the occasion. If it isn't too much to ask, the 50,000 high school student athletes in Idaho have one last request. Please set an example. Disorderly fan conduct in high school athletic events is on the rise. It increasingly involves parents. There's no question that parents are passionate. There's no question they care about their children. But at a time when they're all wound a little more tightly than usual, it's worth remembering this about Idaho high school sports. Always be a good example. Stop unruly fan behavior before it starts.
This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
And we are back. Leading off, it will be batting in the number 6 spot for Bonners Ferry. Travis Peterson on deck will be Elijah Dahl. In the hole, Porter Schulte. Wyatt Holmes continues on the mound. Didn't expect he wouldn't, as it's only the second inning. First pitch on the way, and that one is low and outside. Ball 1. Holmes gets his signal, the stretch. The 1-0 pitch on the way. That one is fouled back, strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to Peterson. Nobody on, no outs. Bottom or top of the second. Holmes' next pitch on the way. Gets him to swing. Strike 2. Nice little off-speed pitch there by Holmes. One ball, 2 strikes to Peterson. He's in protect mode now. The pitch on the way. Now he's going to miss a little bit short of the plate. Ball 2, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Evens the count back up. Holmes looks in. Set. The stretch, the pitch. And going to ring him up on a called strike 3. Catches him looking. And that's out number 1. And the second strikeout of the game for Holmes. Elijah Dahl steps up. On deck is Porter Schulte. In the hole, Spencer Ebby, the bottom of the lineup. Holmes lines up the stretch. The pitch on the way. That one a little bit low. Ball 1. Gets the ball back out there. The stretch. And the pitch on the way. That one lost a little bit of control. That one goes outside for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. To Dahl, nobody on, 1 down. Holmes gets his signal, the stretch, the pitch. That one's going to be left high. He's called the ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. Holmes, the stretch, the pitch, and that one's going to miss outside. Ball 4 will walk ball over to first base with 1 out. That'll bring up lefty number 11. Porter Schulte, batting in the number 8 slot. First pitch is a high fly foul ball, and it was going to stay foul as Crawford couldn't quite find it from behind home plate. So 0-1 is the count to Schulte. One on, 1 down, 1 strike. Top of the second inning, Bonners Ferry leads 1-0. Holmes takes a look. A lot of lefties on this team. That one's going to be a swing and a miss. Strike 2. There's 2 lefties to start off the lineup. Now a lefty here towards the tail end of the lineup. Holmes, the stretch, the pitch. That one's going to be a little bit low and inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Schulte. Holmes gets a signal from Crawford. The stretch, the pitch. And we got a hit by pitch there. And that'll put runners on first and second with 1 out. On the lineup, Spencer Ebby, the center fielder, right-handed batter. Holmes has a couple of strikeouts, a walk, and a hit by pitch now for his stat line. That one over the head of the batter. Ball 1. Runner tried to get over to third, but Kate Crawford able to recover fast enough to keep him on second. Holmes looks in, gets his signal, takes a look to the bases. Now pitch is on the way, and it's a swing and a miss, strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. To Ebby with 1 down. Runners on first and second. Holmes looks in, gets his signal from Crawford, takes a look over to first base. Now looks to first again. Sets up. The stretch, the pitch. Makes him swing at that one. Strike 2 on a great pitch by Holmes. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Ebby. Looks in again, checks first base. Gets his signals from Crawford. Now looks over to second. The stretch, the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And that will give us 2 outs. 2 down, 2 runners on. That brings the top of the order for Bonners Ferry. That is Bo Bateman, who did hit a single out to center field on a ground ball that just got past the glove of Holmes in his first at bat. That pitch is going to be outside and high, ball 1. Holmes gets his signals. That one is going to be fouled off for strike 2. 1 ball, 1 strike to Bateman. Runners on first and second. Runners take their lead. I'm sure the coach has got the hit and run on for them. That one is going to be a swing and an outside pitch. That looked like it actually might have broke outside. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Bateman. Holmes looks in, gets his signals. The stretch, the pitch. Gets him to swing at a golf one. It's going to be a throw down to first, though. Do they get it? No, they don't. And that's home. They're safe at home, too. undo, so he was safe on a drop third strike. And the runner on third comes home. Did we get... There we go. So one more run comes across. Inside on that pitch to Trey Bateman, ball one. The other lefty out there for Bonners Ferry. 2 outs, 2 runners still on. First and second base. 1 ball, no strikes. Trey Bateman. That pitch is going to be a ground ball. It's going to get into the gap between second and first, and it'll be a base hit. They're going to try to throw it in, and it won't get there in time on a double. The runners at the corners. No, runners not at the corners. Runners on second and third. 2 runs across here in the top of the second for the Badgers. 2 outs. That brings up Blake Rice. He struck out swinging his first at bat. First pitch is going to be high, ball 1. Well, on our last hit by the lefty, I think St. Mary's second baseman was a little bit out of position. That one's going to be fouled off. 1 ball, 1 strike, as I'm not sure if he should have been more in that gap off of second base. He was all the way over on the bag. It might have been the play they had on. I'm not sure. So Badgett now, he drifts back over towards the bag. Holmes takes a look, gets the signals, the pitch. That one's going to be low. Ball 1. And we're going to get a run through on a wild pass ball, and then the other runner comes out. Trey Bateman comes in on an error. So 4 runs now in for the Badgers here in the top of the second inning. It is 5-0. Nobody on. Blake Rice batting, and he's going to foul that one off. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Rice. Nobody on. Stretch. The 2-2 pitch. Swing, miss, strike 3, and that will retire the sides as he struck out swinging. There was 4 runs, 1 hit, 1 error, nobody left on base. Going into the bottom of the second, it is 5 for the Badgers, 0 for the Lumberjacks, and it'll be Sean Hunter at the plate when we come back.
Why should you get all of your prescriptions from your local Good Neighbor Pharmacy? Because over 100,000 patients per year experience serious complications from drug interactions. At Jack's Pharmacy in St. Mary's, your prescriptions are not only filled, but we double-check for such complications. You can trust our knowledgeable pharmacists for that extra personalized attention. You're not just a number to us. You are our neighbor. Bring all your prescriptions to Jack's, your Good Neighbor Pharmacy, where you'll receive personalized service and attention.
Everyone knows that the timber industry is a huge part of our community. Working in the timber industry requires big equipment. Big equipment requires a special mechanic or custom machined items to repair. Jake's Machine and Repair in St. Mary's is your very own full-service, large equipment diesel mechanic that not only has a full-size shop, but also has a service truck that can come straight to you when you break down in the woods. If you're in need of big truck or big equipment repair, stop by Jake's Machine and Repair at 106 Homer Drive in St. Mary's, or call 208-596-8819. 208-596-8819. Jake's Machine and Repair in St. Mary's. Bottom of the second inning, St. Mary's trails 5-0 to the Bonners Ferry Badgers. Sean Hunter is at the plate. On deck is Trace Wicks for the Lumberjacks. Keegan Banning pitching. First pitch misses low, ball 1. Got some adjustments, I think, on numbers for the players here. Next pitch from Banning is Ooh, outside corner. That one looked low to me, but they're going to call it a strike over the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. One thing I can definitely say is I am not an umpire. Next pitch, 1-1, and that one's going to be fouled off. Strike 2, 1 ball, 2 strikes to Hunter. Stretch, the pitch, that one's high. Outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes to Hunter. Manning, the next pitch already on the way. That one right down the heart of the plate. Strike 2. Oh, strike 3 as he catches him looking. That'll bring up Trace Witt, sophomore for the Lumberjacks. On deck, Dylan Larson. Gabe Thomas. In the hole is Tanner McMaster. 1 down, nobody on, pitch on the way, swing to miss, strike 1. As that one looked like it was right down the middle of the plate. Manning looks in, the stretch, the pitch. That one's high, ball 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. Manning gets his signals from Bateman, the stretch, the pitch. Outside pitch on that one gets him to swing, strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Wicks. Stretch, the pitch. Got him to swing at that one, too. That was a nice-looking pitch. Strike 3. And that retires Wicks. That'll bring up Gabe Thomas. On deck is Tanner McMaster. In the hole, Dylan Holder. First pitch to Thomas is down low, ball 1. Next pitch. And they're going to say that it was a hit by pitch. Gabe didn't realize he'd gotten hit. The umpire says, yeah, you did. Take your base. So Gabe Thomas heads down to first base. I actually need to fix his number because he is actually number 4 on the roster. McMaster, first pitch is well outside, ball 1. McMaster is number 14 right now. McMaster, lefty. Leaves 1 ball, no strikes to McMaster. Next pitch. Left up high, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes to McMaster. 2 outs, runner on first for St. Mary's. Speedy Gabe Thomas takes his lead off of first. And his next pitch. High for ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes to McMaster. Dylan Holder on deck. That pitch is going to miss up high, ball 4. So 2 on, 2 outs. Sophomore Dylan Holder to the plate. In the hole on deck is Jared Banjan, also a sophomore, batting in the number 9 slot. And he lines up, checks his bases, looks in, the pitch on the way. Nice pitch, but a little bit high, ball 1. Manning checks the bases, the stretch, the pitch. Holder with a swing, strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Holder. Manning checks his bases, now looks back in, checks second again, now to first, now the pitch on the way, inside and low. It is a ball. Gabe Thomas steals over to third. Using the speed that Gabe Thomas is known for. Runners at the corners now for St. Mary's with 2 outs. Two balls and a strike to Holder. The pitch on the way. Paints the outside corner. Strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Holder. Manning gets his signals from Bateman. Left-handed pitcher, the stretch, the pitch on the way. That's going to be low. Full count. Ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Dylan Holder's next pitch is number 23. And I thought, Holder thought he might have struck out, I think, but I think it was a ball. I'm not 100% sure what actually, I'm not sure what happened there. But we have Gabe Thomas home, and runners safe at first and second. I don't exactly know what happened there, but there was ball 4 on that last pitch. We did get 1 run across as Thomas comes in. So we got McMaster at second, Holder at first, Jarrett Badgett batting. First pitch is going to be a ball 1. Let's throw it over to first. Another ball 2. Ball thought to strike. Trying to remember where my pickoff attempt is here on my stat program. I always lose where that's at. So it's 2 balls, 1 strike, and a swing and a miss, strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Badgett. That one is going to be ball 3, full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes to Badgett. Runners on first and second. Manning looks in, gets his signals, takes a look to second base, looks to second again. The stretch, the pitch. That's up high, ball 4, and the bases are loaded for the Lumberjacks. Back to the top of the order as we've got Cade Crawford, who flew out to right field his last at bat, or first at bat, I should say. Crawford a chance here to bring some runs in. St. Mary's with 2 outs. And Crawford now has a little bit of advantage. He's already faced Banning once, so see what kind of game they can get going here. That pitch up high, ball 1. Badgett is not number 24, apparently. Next pitch on the way. High, ball 2. Two balls, no strikes to Crawford. That pitch is low. Ball 3. Need to get Badgett to turn his back to me so I can see what number he is. Crawford where he wants to be, 3-0 count. Daniel's next pitch on the way. called strike one down the middle of the plate. I think Lumberjacks are wearing some older jerseys. I think it might be waiting for new jerseys to come in. That might be why the numbers are wrong on the roster. That one is going to be swung on and fouled off. Runs the count full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. On deck is Wyatt Holmes for the Lumberjacks. Pitch on the way. Down low in the dirt, ball 4. And that'll put Holmes over to, that'll put run across for Lumberjacks. Base is still loaded as McMaster scores a run for St. Mary's. 5-2 is the score in favor of Bonners Ferry in the bottom of the second inning. 2 outs for St. Mary's. Wyatt Holmes will be batting. They're having a quick little meeting with the coach and the catcher at the mound. Trying to rein his pitcher back in a little bit. He pitched good in that first inning. 3 up and 3 down. This time he had the 2 outs fairly early, but has kind of lost a little bit of control. Holmes steps into the box. Standing, looks in, left-handed pitcher facing the right-handed batter. Runners at all the bags. First pitch, left up high, ball 1 to Holmes. Holmes struck out swinging his first at bat. Manning gets his signals, looks in to stretch the pitch. That was a nice-looking pitch, and Holmes was able to hold up on that, not go all the way around. That pitch misses just outside for ball 2. Nice little check swing by Holmes. Manning's next pitch on the way. Allen catches that outside corner. Strike 1, 2 balls on the strike to Holmes. Manning checks around the bags, looks in. The stretch, the pitch. Oh, that one was at the knees, maybe a little low, but he gets the strike call. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Holmes. The stretch, the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. And I actually think he might have got a piece of it, but the catcher caught it as well. So it's strike 3, swinging. Lumberjacks, though, do come up with a couple of runs. 2 runs, no hits, no errors, 3 left on base. The score going into the top of the third. Bonners Ferry 5, St. Mary's 2. We'll be back.
Have you ever noticed that some companies are around for decades, and you really don't notice them until you actually see them? KFXL Trucking is one of these. KFXL Trucking has been a fixture in St. Mary's for decades and still is a community-involved business. Take the time to thank these entrepreneurs. They quietly make it on their own and make our community all the better for it. KFXL Trucking. Give them a call today at 245-7209. KFXL Trucking, a community staple and Lumberjack supporter. Good luck, Jacks. Afraid to touch that breaker box? Need some rewiring done? Call the professionals at M&S Electric. With nearly 40 years experience, there's no job too big or too small. From industrial and commercial to residential and service work, M&S Electric isn't afraid. Serving Minnewaca, Jones, Kootenai, and Lake Tahoe counties, M&S Electric has you covered. Overhead work? M&S can do that too with their bucket truck. M&S Electric, 408 Main Avenue, St. Mary's. Give them a call, 208-245-3890. No job too big, no job too small. We do them all. M&S Electric.
And we are back, and we have a pitching change for the Lumberjacks. Wyatt Holmes is going to go out to center field. Gabe Thomas comes in to take over the pitching duties at the mound for the Lumberjacks. As Wyatt was starting to get into a groove there a little bit with his pitching, so I think it's more along the lines of early season, so trying to just work through the pitching a little bit and give everybody some time and not wear anybody's arms out right early already. Looks like everybody else stays the same. Balls are in. It'll be on leading off for the Badgers should be Tegan Banning On deck will be David Hammonds. Keegan Banning grounded out his first at bat out to second base. I believe Keegan Banning is a lefty as well. And he is, so another lefty for the Badgers. Gabe Thomas with his first pitch of the game on the way, and that is a high fly ball. And Tanner McMaster is going to misplay that one, and the runner is safe. That one just dropped behind McMaster. He almost had a chance maybe for the tag, but runner on for Bonners Ferry. That brings up David Hammonds. Struck out swinging his first at bat. I think he walked his second at bat. First pitch is hit into right field or left field, and out there looking for, lost in the sun, is Hunter. Drops in front of him and another base hit. So no outs, runners on first and second for Bonners Ferry. That brings up Travis Peterson. I said in the beginning of this game, it was a young Lumberjack team. Thomas checks his bases. The pitch, I don't think Gabe was quite ready for that. That ball went out of play as it rolled under the fence here. I think they're giving everybody one base on that. Runners on second and third with no outs. That pitch is down low, ball 2 to Peterson. Thomas ready for the next pitch. 2-0 the count to Peterson. That pitch is going to be hit up high out to center field. Trace Wicks drifts back on it and makes the catch for the out. Everybody else held up, so one out. Runners on second and third for Bonners Ferry. On at the plate is Elijah Dahl, the left fielder. On deck, Porter Schulte, third baseman. Dahl walked his last at bat. That pitch is up high, ball 1. Thomas looks in, gets a signal. The stretch, the pitch. Swing and miss, strike 2, or strike 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. Put that one right down the middle. Thomas sets up. The pitch on the way. That one just a little bit high. 2 balls and a strike. Thomas looks in. 3-1 count. The pitch on the way. That one up high. Ball 3. 3 balls and a strike to Dahl. Stretch, the pitch. Oh, that one misses up high. Looked like he tried to pull that fastball. Ball 4. Loads the bases with 1 out. Coach Test is going to head out and talk to Thomas. He's going to bring in the infield here. The obvious force-out play is at home on anything hit, so probably going to give them the kind of a defensive strategy here. Bases loaded. It'll be Porter Schultz on. He was hit by pitch his first at bat. As Coach Tech was given some defensive strategy, I think, here to the Lumberjacks. Thomas looks in, gets his signals from Crawford as everybody resets in their positions. Sets up on the mound, the pitch on the way. Strike on the outside corner for Schulte, 0-1 count. The stretch, the pitch, the swing, and that is fair ball as that hits the chalk. That's going to bring in at least 2 runs for the Badgers. Line drive down the first base line. And that brings in 2 more runs for Bonners Ferry as they lead 7-2. Runners on second and third with 1 out. Spencer Eddy up, batting in the number 9 slot. Struck out swinging his first at bat. He's going to swing at the first pitch for strike 1. Next pitch on the way. That one's going to be high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Thomas gets his signals. Sets back up, stretch, the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. Strike 1 is that pitch went behind Porter Schulte, but he had that bat stuck up in the air, and the ball comes off of it. It's a foul ball. The count is, I think he's a 2 balls, 2 strikes. Next pitch on the way. That one misses a little low. Ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The stretch, the pitch. That one's going to be fouled back. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Thomas set, the stretch, the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that's 2 down for the Badgers. Back to the top of the order, though, for Bonners Ferry. That brings up Bo Bateman. He's 1 for 2. A single and a drop, 3rd strike. Left-handed batter. Thomas lines up the first pitch. That one's going to miss outside. Ball 1. Next 2 batters are lefties. The stretch, the pitch. That one is high. 2 balls, no strikes. Runners on second and third. 2 down for the Badgers. 2 runs across here in the top of the third. Stretch, the pitch. That's a laser shot out to right field, and it's going to be a nice grab after the hop by Holder, and 2 runs are actually going to come in on that. On a line drive out to right field. And a runner from first advances over to second, all the way over to third on the throw. So Bo Bateman with a single, a couple of RBIs, and gets all the way over to third base on the throw-in. So that's 4 runs across for Bonners Ferry here in the top of the 3rd inning. 9-2 is the score. Trey Bateman on. And he had a double his last at bat, and he knocks that one down right field. Dylan Holder is going to try to get to it, but he can't. It just gets over the top of his glove. And that's going to be double and another run across for the Badgers. 10-2, St. Mary's trails the Badgers, top of the third inning. Thomas looks in, gets his signals, looks over to second base to stretch the pitch. In down low, strike one, or ball one. That is Blake Rice, who has struck out his first two at-bats, both times struck out swinging. That pitch left up high, ball two. Thomas looks in, gets his signals. The stretch, the pitch. Low and outside, ball three. 3 balls, no strikes to Rice. Thomas gets his signal. The stretch, the pitch. Hound's right down the middle, strike one. 3-1 count to Rice. Thomas looks in, checks back to second base, the stretch, the pitch. A little chopping ground ball to the second baseman. That's Badgett. The throw to first is in time, and that will retire the sides. But there was 5 runs on 5 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base for the Badgers. Top going into the bottom of the third, it is the Badgers 10, St. Mary's 2. We'll be back.
For all your plumbing needs, call Nick's Plumbing and Heating. With Nick's professional staff, you can be assured of guaranteed quality products, installation, service, and repair of all of your plumbing. So if you have plumbing needs or problems, call the good folks at Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Call 245-5460. That's 245-5460. Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Installation, service, and repair when you need it. Nick's Plumbing and Heating, St. Mary's. Are your friends and family tired of sleeping with Fido when they visit? Maybe Fido's tired of sleeping with them. Either way, the Pines Motel is there to save the day. With large, spacious rooms, comfortable beds, and even a mini fridge, Fido may get jealous. Take the floor for Fido and call Kevin of the Pines Motel at 245-2545. That's the Pines Motel in St. Mary's. I'm sure your friends and family would appreciate it, and so would Fido.
And we are back. City Park Field, Lumberjack baseball doubleheader as the Lumberjacks take on Bonners Ferry. St. Mary is currently down 10-2 in the bottom of the third. Dylan Larson will be leading off for St. Mary. Struck out swinging his first at bat. On deck will be Sean Hunter. In the hole, Trace Wicks for St. Mary's. Softball girls are playing down at the City Park softball field as well. Need to see if I can get an update on that game eventually. Manning still pitching. He has a total of 55 pitches through 2 innings. First pitch is low and outside, ball 1. Stretch, the pitch. High and outside, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes to Larson. Manning, the stretch, the pitch. That's a nice pitch. Looks like a breaking ball inside. He's swinging and missed, strike 1. 2 balls and a strike to Larson. Back into the box, the pitch on the way, and that one is swung on. It is popped out to shortstop, and that is Trey Bateman making the catch on the little routine fly out for the first out of the inning. Bottom of the third, Sean Hunter steps up with 1 out. He got caught looking his first at bat. to Hunter. Swing miss. Strike one as he took a healthy cut at that one. Trace Wicks on deck. Gabe Thomas in the hole. The stretch, the pitch. Low inside. Ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike to Hunter. Manning looks in, gets a signal from Bateman. Set, the stretch, the pitch. Leaves that one high. Ball 2. Two balls and a strike to Hunter. The stretch, the pitch. Inside, little high. Ball 3. 3 balls and a strike to Sean Hunter. Manning looks in, the stretch, the pitch. And now he's going to catch him on the elbow. That'll be hit by pitch. That'll send Hunter down to first base. That'll bring up Trace Wicks with Gabe Thomas on deck. Wicks was struck out swinging his first at bat. Wicks waiting for his first pitch. It's on the way, and that one is wild, high and outside, and that's going to be Sean Hunter getting over to second on the wild pitch. One ball, no strikes to Wicks. Runner on second base. Hunter takes his lead. Manning's pitch on the way, and that is a high foul ball. It is in play, and it's going to be fumbled for the foul, or just a foul ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. That's a foul ball. Wicks has got to come back and think, is that bad, as that was a foul ball. First game of the year. Everybody's kind of had a first game, actually. Well, they didn't play any baseball last year, whether it was Little League or anything. They did get a little bit of Legion ball or summer ball in. Wicks straightens that one out, but it's going to be a high fly ball that's going to be caught by the second baseman. So 2 outs. 2 outs. Sean Hunter still at second base for St. Mary's. Brings up Gabe Thomas, who was hit by pitch, his first at bat. Manning looks in, the pitch on the way, and that thing is laced down the left field side, but it's going to be foul. If Gabe Thomas straightens that out, that's an RBI all the way to the fence at least. 1 strike. And that time he swings at that one, and it's fouled the same way. 0-2 count to Thomas. Thomas has the timing down right there for the pitcher at the moment. Just needs to straighten it out. 0-2 count, pitch on the way. Ew, inside. I thought it looked like an awful good pitch, and they're going to strike out looking on now, and that will retire the sides. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left on base. It is the Badgers 10, St. Mary's 2, going in the top of the 4th. We'll be back.
If you have OCD, obsessive coffee disorder, then stop by Shift and Grind, located in the green building right across the street from Jack's Pharmacy. Shift and Grind is a proud Lumberjack supporter and has something for everyone. From regular coffees to lattes, mochas, and more, Shift and Grind will keep your day going. Try Red Bull Infused or Lotus Energy Drink if you're not a coffee fan. On Lumberjack home game days, wear your Lumberjack colors and get a discount on your favorite drink. Shift and Grind now has indoor seating. Shift and Grind open 5 to 6 Monday through Friday, 6 to 4 on the weekend. Shift and Grind, 132 North 1st Street, right here in St. Mary's.
hockey, basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common. They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of the typical Idaho high school budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too. This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
Yeah, we are back going into the top of the fourth inning. St. Mary's trail 10-2. Gabe Thomas still pitching for the Lumberjacks. And leading off will be number 8, Tegan Banning, who's 1 for 2, a ground out and a single. Waiting for the first pitch. Inside low, ball 1. That one is a line drive right deep center field. Wyatt Holmes tracks it down, keeps it to a one-base hit there on a single. I'll bring up Hammonds, who's 1 for 2 with a strikeout and a single. The single was over to left field. That first pitch is going to be a strike. Next pitch is fouled down the left field line for strike 2. The 0-2 count to Hammonds, a runner on first for the Badgers. Thomas, the stretch, the pitch, and that's it right to Larson, but Larson, and they get the double play as the runner was well off the bag. That was a line drive out to Dylan Larson, who grabs it, throws over to first base, and gets him out, caught stealing. Or on the hit and run anyway, so 2 outs just like that on the double play. That first pitch is fouled off. I missed what that next pitch was. Foul ball on the first pitch to Peterson. Peterson is 0 for 2, a strikeout looking at a fly out. Next pitch, that is fouled back. So I know he's got an 0-2 count. I think there's probably one ball in there somewhere. So that 1 ball, 2 strike count to Peterson, 2 out, nobody on. Pitch on the way, outside, ball 2, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Stretch the pitch. Oh, and he had him where he wants him, and they hit him. So that'll send Pearson down to first base. That'll bring up Elijah Dahl. Batting in number 7 slot on deck will be Porter Schulte, and it's been 2 walks for Dahl. Stretch the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. Top of the fourth inning, St. Mary's trails 10-2. Dahl steps back into the box, lines up, gets ready for the next pitch from Thomas. Thomas sets up, toes the rubber, the stretch and the pitch. That one's going to be high and over the head of Dahl for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to Dahl. Runner on first. Thomas looks over to first base. Now sets up. The stretch, the pitch, the strike. And the throw down to second is not in time, as they do get the stolen base, but it's 1 ball, 2 strikes to Dahl. Thomas with 40 pitches. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Takes a look to second base, the stretch, the pitch. That one's going to be ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. A nice stop by Crawford there on that one. That one was in the dirt. Thomas looks into Crawford, gets his signal, sets up, takes a look over to second base, the stretch, the pitch. That one's just outside, a little low, runs the count full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Thomas looks in, checks the runner at second. The stretch, the pitch. Oh, that one's going to be down in the dirt and outside for ball 4. And they try to throw down to third, and the runner's going to come in. Runner first stays down. 1 run across here in the top of the 4th for the Badgers. That will bring up Porter Schulte, the lefty, batting in the number 8 slot. He hit a double his last at bat. It was right down the baseline, down first base side. Warming up for St. Mary's. I think it's number 9. That one is going to be a little looping grounder right to Thomas at first, the pitcher, and he's going to get the throw out to first. And that will retire these sides as it's a 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left on base for the Badgers. The score is 11-2 in favor of the Badgers. We'll be back.
There are 2 ways that Home Handyman can save money. First, you can build it, fix it, or remodel it yourself. Second, get your supplies at 10th Street Lumber. 10th Street Lumber is the place with 50 carloads of building supplies to choose from. Plywood, paneling, molding, fixtures, roofing, block and brick, hardware, power tools and paint, and a whole lot more. If you have a project in mind, see 10th Street Lumber. You don't even have to buy anything. But when you see their savings, you will. That's 10th Street Lumber in St. Mary's. Wondering how to manage your retirement nest egg? How big should it be when you retire? Contact Jenny Oaks at Gateway Financial Partners to get the answers to these and all your other financial questions. The Securities Advisory Services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA, SIPC. With over 30 years of financial planning, give Jenny Oaks a call at Gateway Financial Partners today. The guidance is free. The experience is priceless. Call 245-5255.
And we are back. It is still Tegan Banning on the mound for Bonners Ferry. He has a total of 70 pitches, fairly even, 36 balls, 34 strikes. See if I can see what he's done pitching-wise. It'll be Tanner McMaster leading off for the Lumberjacks. First pitch is ball 1 to McMaster. Left-handed batter batting in the number 7 slot. On deck is Dylan Holder. McMaster walked his first at bat. Second pitch. He's going to swing at that one for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Next pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 2. That was a nice-looking pitch that McMaster took a cut at. 1 ball, 2 strikes to McMaster. Danny looks in, gets his signal. The stretch, the pitch. And that is hit high and foul, and it's going to drift out of play. Now remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Looks like we have a change in our batting order. I think it's Gavin Wimhoff on deck. And that one is hit down the first base line. It gets through the first baseman's legs. And McMaster can't outrun it. That one just came off the instep of the first baseman, and he bubbled it for a minute, but he was able to recover it and get it in time. I believe we have Gavin Wimhoff batting the place of Holder, and he's going to take a strike on the first pitch. Second pitch, a swing and a miss. Strike 2 for Wimhoff. Wimhoff, a freshman. On deck is Badgett for St. Mary's. Next pitch on the way, low and inside, ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Wimhoff. Next pitch, he's going to nail that one out to center field. And that's going to drop for a big base hit by Wimhoff. And it's going to be a stand-up double for Gavin Wimhoff out to center field. That'll bring up Jared Badgett with 1 out. Badgett batting the number 9 spot. Walked his first at bat. First pitch is up high, ball 1. Badgett on the shorter side, a little bit tougher to pitch to. Batting 80 total pitches. Next pitch on the way. Going to get him to swing a foul and look like it might have been a little low. Strike 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. And that one, I think, is a hit by pitch. That sends Badgett down to first base. That'll bring the top of the order for St. Mary's back up to Cade Crawford. Crawford walked his last at bat, blew out his first at bat. St. Mary's trails 11-2, down by 9. Bottom of the 4th. Crawford steps in. Looks, Manning's going to try the pickoff over to second base. That did not do any good. Manning looks in, gets signals again. The stretch, the pitch. High and outside, ball 1. Ball 1 to Crawford. Manning again gets signals from Bateman, checks the bases. Runners on first and second with 1 out. The stretch, the pitch. Oh, they're going to ring him up on a strike. That looked like it was low and inside. 1 ball, 1 strike to Crawford. Wyatt Holmes on deck for St. Mary's. Manning checks his bases once again. The stretch, the 1-1 pitch. That one's left outside, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike to Crawford. Again, Manning checks the bags. Now the stretch, the pitch. That is hit out into right field. It's going to drop. And it gets back behind the right fielder. And everybody's going to be held up as the bases are loaded. That'll bring up Wyatt Holmes with 1 out. He struck out swinging his first 2 at bats. Holmes a chance to bring in a run or 2 here with just 1 out. Manning looks over the bags, the stretch, the pitch. outside. Ball one. St. Mary's does not have, well, they now have 2 hits on the day, but I don't think they've gotten any earned runs. Maybe 1. The stretch, the pitch, a swing and a miss. Strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Holmes. On deck is Dylan Larson. 1-1 count to Holmes. The stretch, the pitch. That's left up high. Ball 2. Two balls, 1 strike to Holmes. The pitch on the way. Outside, ball 3. 3 balls and a strike to Wyatt Holmes. Now the stretch, the pitch. Oh, and that's well inside and low. Ball 4 will bring a run across and send Holmes over to first with 1 out. That'll bring up Dylan Larson for the Lumberjacks. He is 0 for 2, a strikeout and a fly out. On deck is Sean Hunter for St. Mary's, and the coach has gone out to talk to Banning for a minute. Banning has got to be getting close to the end of his pitching, as he's got 91 pitches on the game. I don't remember what the limit is in a game for high school for pitching. I know it's not much over 100. The coach is out there still talking to him. Lumberjacks have the bases loaded. Larson, a pretty good batter, waiting for his chance here to try to bring some runs across for the Lumberjacks with 1 down. St. Mary's trails 11-3. Badgers have 8 hits, St. Mary's with 2. I don't have any errors by the Badgers. I have 3 Lumberjack errors, and now we've got an extended timeout as Coach Seth calls his runners in real quick, and now as they do that, they do break up the meeting at the mound. Outfielders are still meeting over here second base, though, for Bonner's Ferry. Actually, I think we have a change of pitcher. We do. It is going to be Elijah Dahl is going to step to the plate to pitch. So we'll be back as he warms up.
Cold weather is on the way. Is your chimney cleaned and ready to be used safely? St. Mary's Fire Protection District has a chimney brush loaner program. Anyone can sign up the supplies they need to clean their chimney free of charge. Do you know the signs of a chimney fire? Chimney fires typically present with loud popping and cracking sounds, an intense hot smell, dense smoke ranging from tan to black in color, and in later phases, showers of sparks and embers or large flames. Chimney fires are very dangerous and can have catastrophic results. If you suspect you may have a chimney fire, call 911 immediately. If it is safe to do so, fully dampen the fire and limit all sources of air. Quick recognition and action can make a major difference in the outcome of an emergency. As winter drags on, you still need to stay warm and keep your animals fed. Triple X Feed in St. Mary's has all of those needs and more covered. You can stop by Triple X Feeds and pick up wood pellets for your pellet stove and pet food for your indoor or outdoor critters. Also, as spring grows closer, that means 4-H season. If you have a 4-H member in your household that raises turkeys or chickens, talk to Triple X Feeds about getting your 4-H project. Triple X Feeds in St. Mary's.
And it looks like we are back as it was Elijah Dahl going to the mound and Banning going out to left field for the Badgers. So a new pitcher now for the Lumberjacks to learn. Here's Dylan Larson steps in. Bases loaded with 1 out for the Lumberjacks. First pitch, low outside, ball 1 to Larson. Larson, like I said, 0 for 2, a strikeout and a fly out for him. The stretch, the pitch. That's right down the gut. Strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Larson. I'm surprised Larson didn't try to light that one up. Dahl looks in, gets his signals. A right-handed pitcher now. The stretch and the pitch. Now it's going to be down in the dirt for ball 2. Good job stopping down by Bo Bateman. 2 balls and a strike to Larson. Dahl looks in, gets his signals, the stretch, the pitch, the swing. It's a chopping ground ball. It's going to get out into the gap just past the shortstop as it took kind of a wonky hop, and it's going to score 2 runs for the Lumberjacks. Runners now at second and third, 3 runs across for the Lumberjacks here in the bottom of the 4th. The score is 11-5 in favor of Bonners Ferry, and I believe this Sean Hunter stepping to the plate. He was hit by pitch his last at bat. He struck out looking his first at bat. Still only 1 out. First pitch is outside, ball 1 to Hunter. On deck is Trace Wicks for the Lumberjacks. St. Mary's trying to mount a little bit of a comeback here in the bottom of the 4th inning. The stretch, the pitch, the little ground ball over to the third baseman, and they're going to throw it home, and trying to slide safe is going to be number 3. I think that's Wyatt Holmes, and he does not get there. So we got 2 down, runners on first and second. That'll bring up Trace Wicks, Sean Hunter over first. We've got Dylan Larson at third, and Trace Wicks will be stepping up to the plate for the Lumberjacks. He is a strikeout and a flyout. Dahl checks the bags, looks into his catcher Bateman, now set, looks over to first again, just a peek over the shoulder, the pitch, that's a nice looking pitch, and it is strike 1. Again, Dahl takes a look over to first base. Now we're going to get a quick little timeout as the catcher gets up there and gives a quick signal or a quick chat with his pitcher out there. Dahl again looks back in now. Gets the signal, set. The stretch, the pitch. Inside, strike 2 as that one throws Wicks up there in the box. 0-2 count to Wicks. Dahl looks in. Now he's going to step off. Steps back up. Looks in, gets a signal from Bateman. Checks over the bags at first and third. The stretch, the pitch. And that's going to be up high. Ball 1, and that gets Sean Hunter over to second base. On the stolen base. They're trying to bait the Badgers into throwing that down to second. Did not bite on it. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Wicks. Dahl looks in. Now stretch, the pitch. That is tagged out into right field. It's going to drop for a base hit. It's going to bring in 1 run. Hunter's going to try to make it. He's not going to get there. One run does come across, though, as Hunter is tagged out. And that will end the inning. But St. Mary's does come up with 4 runs on 4 hits. There was no errors, and there was 1 left on base. Going into the top of the 5th is the Badgers 11, St. Mary's 6. We'll be back.
When life throws you a curveball, your P1FCU debit account can help keep you moving. P1FCU Perks, powered by Bazang, offers great features like money-saving discounts, cell phone protection, roadside assistance, and cash back. This card saves you money. Does your debit card do that? P1FCU, a Pacific Northwest original since 1938. Only available with P1FCU Preferred debit account. Insured by NCUA.
Kenny and the crew at 10th Street Superstop invite you into the biggest convenience store in town. 10th Street Superstop is your one-stop shop for gas, propane, snacks, and ice-cold drinks. Stop in for breakfast or lunch, breakfast burritos and pizza to paninis and fajita burritos. 10th Street Superstop has something for everyone. Whether you're headed to a lumberjack game or out into the woods, 10th Street Superstop is the place to stop for anything you may need. 10th Street Superstop on North 10th Street in St. Mary's. Prince Electric is a family-owned and operated business right here in St. Mary's. With 36 years of electrical experience, Prince Electric has been serving all of North Idaho since 1996. From new construction to renovation, Prince Electric can help. Give them a call today at 208-245-5725. That's 208-245-5725. Prince Electric in St. Mary's.
And we are back, and we have a little bit of changes out in the outfield as I believe it's Gavin Wimhoff up to pitch. And I say I believe because of the numbers on the jerseys they're wearing today are not the numbers on the roster that I was given. So I will try to get things straightened out as we go through this game. Wyatt Holmes has moved over to third for the right field from center, and Gabe Thomas goes back to center field. It'll be Spencer Ebby batting for the Badgers. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts in this game. He is batting in the number 9 slot for the Badgers. Again, 11-6 is the score in favor of the Badgers, top of the 5th inning. Wimhoff looks in, gets the signals from Crawford. Now the pitch on the way. And some heat on that pitch. That's a strike, one called. Gavin Wimhoff, another freshman on the team here. The stretch. The pitch on the way. That one's going to be down in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wimhoff has a little bit of pepper on his pitches. Looks into Crawford, gets his signal. The stretch, the pitch. That one's a little short of the plate. Ball 2, 2 balls and a strike. Wimhoff looks in, gets his signal. The stretch, the pitch. It's going to be a called strike inside part of the plate. The way Crawford set up, I don't exactly think that's where he wanted that ball to go, but it's going to be a strike anyways. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Ebby. The stretch, the pitch. Low and inside. Ball 3 runs the count full. The next pitch on the way. Oh, he lost control of that one. It's up high. That'll be ball 4. That one, I think, slipped out of his hand there a bit early. So runner on for the Badgers. Brings up the lefty, Bo Bateman. He is 2 for 3. He has a single, a drop third, and a single. On deck is Trey Bateman. Both lefties. Now they're ready to go. The stretch, the pitch. That one's going to be low and outside. Bateman was going to offer up a bunt there. Good stop there by Crawford as he had to stretch out from that catcher position to get that ball as it was outside. 1-0 count, Bateman. Stretch the pitch. That one was a nice-looking pitch. Gets him to swing at it. Fouls it off for strike one. Just caught a little bit of the bat on that one. Fouled it straight back. 1 ball, 1 strike. One pitch. Wimhoff looks in, gets his signals from Crawford. Now he sets up on the mound. Stretch the pitch. The runner's taken off. That's hit into right field. Wyatt Holmes is not going to be able to get to it in time. That is going to roll to the fence on a huge hit by Bateman. It is going to be they're going to go triple, as that is going to be hit all the way down. It'll bring in the run with a huge triple by Bo Bateman all the way to right field. Big hit by Bateman. Brings a run across for the Badgers. That'll bring up Trey Bateman. He is 2 for 3. His last 2 at-bats have been doubles, both out to right field. Defense has shifted to that side. Left-handed batters typically hit to that side of the field. And that's going to be a called strike one on the first pitch to Bateman. No outs. Runner on third for the Badgers. Waiting for the next pitch as it's on the way. And that one is going to be in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike to Trey Bateman. Next pitch on the way, and that one's going to be outside and low. Ball 2, 2 balls and a strike. Wimhoff gets back up to the mound. Looks into Crawford, gets the signals. The stretch, the pitch. That's going to be a little blooper down the first base line. McMaster is going to make like he's going to throw it down home. It was not a force out at home, so he smartly goes back and steps on the bag. Run does come across, though. 1 out. 2 runs across. 13-6 is the score in favor of the Badgers. And the first pitch to Blake Rice. He's going to take a big swing. Strike 1 as that one swung right underneath it. He is 0 for 3. 2 strikeouts and a ground out for Blake Rice. Stretch the pitch. That one's going to be in the dirt just ahead of the base of home plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wimhoff checks back up to the rubber. Checks the bags, which there's nobody on, so don't need to really check the bases. And Wimhoff now looks in. Gets the signals from Crawford. Set, the stretch, and the pitch on the way. And that one's going to be in the dirt. Ball 2. 2 balls and a strike to Blake Rice. Wimhoff gets a signal, settles on the call, the stretch, the pitch on the way. That one's going to be high. Ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. Top of the 5th inning, 13-6. Badgers on top. Wimhoff gets the signals from Crawford. Looking in still. Stretch. The pitch. Low inside, ball 4. The runner on first, 1 out. That brings up Keegan Banning, a lefty. Wimhoff with 18 pitches here in the top of the fifth. Waiting for the first pitch to Banning from Wimhoff. He's set. The pitch on the way. A swing and a miss. Strike one. One down, runner on first for the Badgers. Wimhoff takes a look over to first base. Now sets up on the mound, looks into Crawford, checks first again. Crawford gets in the signals. The stretch, the pitch. Oh, that one's in the dirt. Wild pitch, ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the runner, that'll be Blake Rice, gets over to second base on the wild pitch. Banning has his last 2 at-bats have been singles. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wimhoff looks in, gets a signal, sets up. The stretch. The pitch on the way. That one's going to be outside. 2 balls and a strike. Crawford going to go out and take that ball back to Wimhoff and give him a quick talk. See if he can't settle him down. Crawford now heads back behind home plate. Resetting, 2 balls and a strike to Banning. 1 out, runner on second base for the Badgers. The Badgers lead 13-6, top of the 5th inning. 2 runs across here in the top of the 5th. That pitch is going to be swung on and fouled back. Evens the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. On deck is Hammond. He just comes out here and gets that ball back to the umpire. Wimhoff resets for the next pitch. 2-2 count. To Tegan Banning. The stretch, the pitch, the swing. Now it's going to be fouled back again. Nice looking pitch by Wimhoff. And they'll reset with the 2-2 count. A little bit of a battle going here between Banning and Wimhoff. Rice takes lead on second. Wimhoff gets his signals from Crawford. The pitch on the way. That one's going to be down in the dirt. Have a run to count full, and that ball gets past Crawford as Blake Rice trots over to third base. It was a wild pitch, but it also got right through Crawford's legs. So the count remains 2 balls and 2 not 2 balls, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Crawford gets the signals to Wimhoff. Wimhoff looks over to third. The pitch, misses outside on that one. It's going to walk Banning over to first. And we've got runners at the corners for the Badgers with 1 out, bringing up David Hammond, who has a strikeout swing and a single and a line drive. That line drive was that out that he hit right over to the third baseman earlier for a double play. So double play action here would be nice. Still just 1 out. Wimhoff looks back in, gets the signals. I can now see Wimhoff once again as we've got a right-handed batter for once. The stretch, the pitch, the runners are kind of taking off. It's low for ball. Ooh, no. Late call on that one. He called it a strike, I believe. We'll make sure with this, when he gives us the next signal, but I'm pretty sure he called that a strike at the end of it all. Wimhoff gets the signals from Crawford. Runners at second and third with 1 out. The stretch, the pitch. That one is in the dirt. I believe it's 1 ball, 1 strike. And it is 1 ball, 1 strike to Hammonds. 1 out, runners on second and third. Wimhoff on the mound for the Lumberjacks. Hammonds batting for the Badgers. Wimhoff looks in, gets the signals from Crawford. Now he's ready. The stretch, the pitch. That one is up high. 2 balls and a strike. Wimhoff with 28 pitches here in the top of the 5th inning. Wimhoff likes the call from Crawford. The stretch, the pitch. High and inside a little bit. Ball 3. Wimhoff just having a little bit of trouble with his control. But he is just a freshman here. First varsity game. No JV team for the Lumberjacks this year. The stretch, the pitch. That one is high and outside. Ball 4. And the bases are loaded with 1 out. That'll bring up Travis Peterson, who is 0 for 2. A strikeout, a fly out, and a hit by pitch for him. And I think we're getting a change on the pitching mound for the Lumberjacks. We'll be back.
Do you have a hazardous tree on your property? Do you need some trees or brush removed in preparation for the home or shop? You can call Andy's Arbor Recycling. Andy's Arbor Recycling specializes in the removal of dangerous trees, including thinning and chipping. Andy's Arbor Recycling also has a bucket truck that goes to hard-to-reach areas. So if you're in need of thinning, tree removal, and site preparation, call Andy's Arbor Recycling. That's at 208-582-2134. That's 208-582-2134. Andy's Arbor Recycling.
The St. Mary's Lumberjack Booster Club is looking for volunteers and active members to participate in the many activities the Booster Club does in support of our Lumberjacks. Lumberjack Booster Club provides much appreciated support to Lumberjack sports programs and is always looking for new active members and new ideas. The Booster Club is currently in need of new officers as well as volunteers to help with the Hall of Fame banquet auction, spirit building, senior night, and more. Anyone interested can contact Lynn Masterson at 208-568-1802 or just come to a meeting at the fire station.
Archie's IGA is not only a proud supporter of Lumberjack sports, but a proud supporter of the St. Mary's community and shopping locally. When you shop local, you help businesses support other local businesses, as well as helping your local businesses to provide jobs. Did you know that local business taxes help maintain communities and counties by fixing roads and maintaining recreational facilities? Local business owners invest in the community and have a vested interest in the future of our community. So won't you help Archie's IGA by supporting your local businesses and shop locally? Oh yeah, and let's not forget those Lumberjacks.
And we are back, top of the 5th inning. We had a pitching change. I believe it's Ricky Nelson to the mound for the Lumberjacks. And that is going to be a first pitch was ball 1. The second pitch was hit for a fly out to Jared Badgett from second base. So the bases are loaded. Everybody held up on that. Now it's 2 outs. It was a straight change. Wimhoff out. Nelson in. Like I said, I'm not sure if we're 100% sure that's Nelson because the numbers do not match the rosters that I had. So we got number 14 out there right now, and that pitch is going to be outside for ball 1. That one's going to be a strike. Trying to get a chance here to change some numbers. One ball, 1 strike to Elijah Dahl, I believe, who is batting. That one is going to be fouled off. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Dahl. Dahl is over. He's walked all 3 at bats. He fouls that one off. And his count is now 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Dahl staring maybe his first strikeout here. Nelson looks in, gets the signals from Crawford, the stretch and the pitch. That is hit out into left field. Sean Hunter drifts over on it, and he makes the catch this time for the out as he had a little oopsie earlier in the game that ended up in a base hit. So the Lumberjacks do retire the side. There was 2 runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 3 left on base. Going into the bottom of the 5th inning, it is the Badgers 13, St. Mary's 6, and we'll be back.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in Idaho. This is sportsmanship. School sports. It's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
When was the last time you had great Mexican food? I mean, really great. Has it been a while? Well, grab the kids and head to Casa de Oro for dinner tonight. Casa de Oro has fantastic burritos, tacos, and chimneys. Not to mention fajitas and shrimp dishes. Little Johnny doesn't like Mexican food? Well, don't worry. Casa de Oro also has the American menu as well. Dinner and lunch a la fresca. Great service and margaritas with a kick. Casa de Oro, it's what's happening for dinner tonight. Casa de Oro on Golf Course Drive in St. Mary.
Tax time is here again. I know. It's not your favorite. But at H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they can make sure your return gets done right. It's not just about numbers, boxes, and forms. It's about personal care. So you get every credit and deduction you deserve. And with an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
And we are back, and leading off for the Lumberjacks is going to be Gabe Thomas. Struck out looking his last at-bat. He was hit by pitch in his first at-bat. On deck, I believe, is Tanner McMaster. Still pitching is Elijah Dahl for the Badgers. He has 10 total pitches since he's entered the game. First pitch is going to be a high ball. It's fair. I think it was hit right down the third base line. And are they calling it foul or fair? It was a foul ball. Coach Teff is pleading this case that it came off his glove and went fair, but he says it was in foul territory, so the call stays as the foul ball. Strike 1 to Gabe Thomas. Next pitch is up high for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Thomas. Stretch, the pitch, the swing, and that's a little blooper that could be trouble, and it is. And it drops right. Nobody touches, so I'm going to give it as a single. That just drops between the third baseman and the shortstop. I don't know if he lost it in the shade or what happened there, but I got Gabe Thomas over to first with no outs. Tanner McMaster is up. He's 0 for 1, a walk and a ground out. On deck is going to be Ricky Nelson. Dahl takes a look over to first base. Thomas takes his lead off. The stretch, the pitch, it's outside for ball 1, and Gabe Thomas with a nice steal down to second. St. Mary's battling. They're down by 7 right now. 13-6. Bottom of the 5th inning. McMaster waits for the next pitch. That one's high and outside. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes to McMaster. Waits the next pitch. Dahl gets the signals. The stretch, the pitch. That is hit out into left field, and it's going to be caught by Keegan Banning. That was a nice hit there by McMaster. It just went right to the defensive man out there. Holds Thomas at second base. That brings up Ricky Nelson for the Lumberjacks. His first appearance. First pitch is going to be a ball one. He is a lefty batter. Dahl checks over second base. Now the stretch, the pitch on the way. Outside, ball one, and it's going to be a wild pitch as it just gets beyond the glove of Bateman, and then that will get Thomas over to third in scoring position. 2 balls, no strikes to Ricky Nelson. Stretch the pitch. That was a nice pitch, and it is a called strike on the outside corner. Next pitch. And that one, they're going to say that one hit him, and that'll send him down to first. The runners at the corners. That'll bring up Jared Badgett for the Lumberjacks. On deck is going to be, I think, back to the top of the order, Cade Crawford with 1 out. Runners at the corners for St. Mary's. And they're going to get Nelson a courtesy runner. As they send out Milo Marsh. The courtesy run. First pitch to Badgett is a strike one down the middle. Next pitch on the way. Milo's going to take off. That's going to be a called strike. And Marsh gets the stolen base. Runners at second and third. Next pitch outside. Nice stop by Bateman. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Jared Badgett. Still just 1 out for the Lumberjacks with runners at second and third. Both runners in scoring position. On deck at the top of the order, Cade Crawford for the Lumberjacks. Dahl looks in, gets his signals. The stretch and the 1-2 pitch. A swing and a miss. And strike 3 for Jared Badgett. 2 down. Runners on second and third. That'll bring up Cade Crawford, who singled his last at bat. He's 1 for 2. A fly out, a walk, and a single. His single was a deep shot to right field that was not caught out there. And that's going to be a ball 1 call on the high pitch from Dahl. Dahl gets his signals. 2 down, runners on, 2 runners on. That pitch is going to be a strike. I think he might have thought it was a little low as he kind of shook his head there as he came out of the box. 1 ball, 1 strike to Crawford. Stretch the pitch. And again, that one is caught that outside corner. Strike 2 right down the middle of the plate at the right level, but catches the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Crawford. Now he has to battle. Dahl, stretch. The pitch. That one misses outside. Nice stop by Bateman there from behind home plate to knock that one down. 2 balls, 2 strikes. I mean, it would have gotten quite a ways away for any runners to move because they're both at second and third. So, even to the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on. Dahl looks in, gets the signal from Bateman. The stretch, the pitch on the way. Just outside, runs the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Dahl looking in, gets his signals. Full count, pitch on the way. Oh, gonna catch him on the outside corner. Strike 3. Crawford thought it was gonna be a ball, and he does not get the call he's looking for. So for the Lumberjacks in that inning, there was no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left on base. Going into the top of the 6th, it is the Badgers with 13, St. Mary's with 6. Leading off will be Porter Schulte. Will be back.
Time to reimagine your off-road experience because Yamaha has reimagined the side-by-side. Experience extreme adventure with the all-new 2021 Wolverine R-Max 1000 featuring an all-new 999cc parallel twin engine. Power packed for maximum comfort and versatility, the R-Max 1000 features fully integrated accessories including the Yamaha Adventure Pro navigation system and much more. See for yourself at St. Mary's Dawn Cycle, then get out there and realize your adventure with Yamaha.
You always hear on the radio across the bridge to safety, but it's true. St. Mary's Harvest Foods have what you need when you need it. And if you don't see it, then just ask one of the friendly staff, and they will gladly help you find what you need. From meat, super fresh produce, and dairy, St. Mary's Harvest Foods will save you big on the things you need the most. No time to cook tonight? Then check out the hot deli for something quick for dinner. St. Mary's Harvest Foods, where you truly can cross the bridge to savings.
Is your Ridge check engine light on? Idling a little rough? Time for an oil change. Maybe you need tires. Stop by Jim's Auto Repair and Tire Pros. Jim's Auto Repair can take care of your automotive needs fast. If you have a dead battery, Jim's Auto Repair and Tire Pros can set you up with a great AC Delco battery. Did we mention tires? Jim's Auto Repair is an authorized Tire Pros dealer and can get you a great deal on tires for your rig. Locations in St. Mary's and Plummer. Jim's Auto and 95 Tires. Give them a call, 208-686-0425, 208-686-0425, or stop by today.
And we are back, as it is going to be Ricky Nelson still batting, or still pitching, and we've got some changes here for the batting order for Bonners Ferry. Chance Madden is batting first time to the plate for him. On deck, it's going to be, it looks like, number 17. Number 17 is Henry Willis. First pitch is a ball 1. From Nelson. Next pitch. Going to get him to swing at that one. Strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Chance Madden. Top of the 6th inning. St. Mary's trails 13-6. Nelson gets a signal to stretch the pitch. Called strike 2. Outside corner. Nice looking pitch by Nelson. Nelson, the stretch, the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, and that will retire Chance Madden. That will bring up number 17, Henry Willis, batting in the number 8 spot for the Badgers. His first plate appearance of the day, and he's going to take a swing and foul that first pitch off, strike 1. Nelson looks in, gets his signals from Crawford. Now set to stretch the pitch. That one's fouled off. Strike 2. Couple nice-looking pitches by Nelson. Getting him to swing at him. Nelson, the stretch, the pitch. The swing and a miss. Strike 2, and we've got, or strike 3, we got 2 strikeouts for Nelson. Back at the top of the order, it's lefty Bo Bateman coming to the plate. He hit a big triple his last at bat. He's had a pretty good game so far. He's got 2 singles and a triple, and he also reached on a drop third. You don't often reach on those drop thirds, but there was an error included in that one, if I recall right. So he's been on base all 4 times today so far. Nelson liked to change that. That pitch, though, was high and outside for ball 1. On deck is going to be Trey Bateman. A couple of lefties in batting 1 and 2 for the Badgers. Next pitch, swung on, fouled off, strike 1. Down the left field side. It's been a gorgeous day for baseball here, and we'll see some more rain and snow and stuff creep into the forecast for next week. So Lumberjack boys have 10 days off between games. Their next game isn't scheduled until the 23rd. That's going to be a ground ball that gets right over to Larson. Larson knocks it down with his shin. He almost gets the throw in time, but it's going to be overshot. And I'm going to call the error. Ground ball. Third baseman error, I'm going to say, on the third baseman. As he threw that one, that was Larson just a little bit high, out of the reach of McMaster. And that ball going to leave maybe a mark on Dylan Larson's shin there, as that thing hit his shin first off of a hop. That'll bring up Trey Bateman with a runner on with 2 outs. That pitch is outside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to Bateman. Trey Bateman. The stretch, the pitch, the swing, a ground ball over to Badgett from second base. The throw to first is in time. And Lumberjacks with a nice defensive inning there. They get the 3rd out. There was no runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 left on base. It is still the Badgers 13, St. Mary's 6. Going into the bottom of the 6th. We'll be back. Hughes Hardware wants to invite you to come in and take a look. Hughes isn't just about hardware. Whether you need dish soap and sponges to clean up after your husband's guys' night, or storage solutions for your wife's shopping addiction, you can find it at Hughes. Come see the difference. Everything you need, from a blow dryer to replace the one your toddler drops in the toilet, to a bathroom scale to help your hubby stay on the speaking floor. Hughes Ace Hardware is the place to get the products you need and the help you want all the time, every time. Jack Fuel Trucking knows that there are few things that work as wise use of our natural resources. And by utilizing the chips in the manufacturing of lumber, that is exactly what is accomplished. If you look beyond the wood chip, you see an entire community of schools, churches, and businesses. And most importantly, people. Jack Fuel Trucking believes in responsible harvesting of our natural resources. After all, you take a close look, those aren't just chips. They're an entire community. Jack Fuel Trucking.
It's been a trying year for parents. They've been confronted with countless challenges
and we are back. It'll be Wyatt Holmes leading off for the Lumberjacks. Batting in the number 2 slot. Still pitching Elijah Dahl for the Badgers. He is working on 30 pitches so far since he's come to the mound. Oh, and that first pitch is going to get Wyatt Holmes in the back there and send him down to first base. That'll bring up Dylan Larson. Larson with a strikeout, a flyout, and a single. So Holmes walked his last at bat and was hit by pitch in that at bat after striking out his first 2 trips. Larson with, I believe, Hunter on deck for the Lumberjacks. Dahl's first pitch to Larson is up high, ball 1. Lumberjacks looking to try to mount a comeback here. They trail by 7. Dahl looks in, gets signals from Bateman. The stretch, the pitch. That one I'm going to say is high, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes to Larson. Holmes takes a lead off of first base there. The stretch. No, not yet. Now the stretch and the pitch. And a little bit of chin music there. Dylan Larson is hit by pitch. So back-to-back batters hit by Dahl. That'll send Sean Hunter to the plate with Trace Wicks on deck. No outs. Runners on first and second for St. Mary's. Sean Hunter reached on a fielder's choice his last at bat. Outside corner, strike 1. I almost thought that was high for the stature of Hunter, but they're going to call the strike on that one. 0-1 pitch on the way. That one looked like it was going to come through high. He's going to swing at that one. Strike 2. And Hunter quickly down 0-2 in the count. On deck is going to be Trace Wicks for the Lumberjacks. Try the little pickoff attempt back there. Now they'll reset. 0-2 count to Hunter. Dahl gets a signal from Bateman. Says, yes, that one looks good. The stretch, the pitch on the way. That one's going to be high and outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Trying to get Hunter to chase something there. Wouldn't fall for it. Now Dahl checks over the bags. Runners take their leads. Larson at first. Holmes at second. 1-2 count. Pitch on the way. Outside corner. Strike 3. And going to catch him looking on that one. That'll bring up Trace Wicks, who singled his last at bat. That single was out into right field. Got it into the gap between first and second. Gabe Thomas on deck for the Lumberjacks. Dahl looks in, gets his signal, sets up the stretch and the pitch. Right down the gut, strike 1 as Wicks watches that one come through. Going to take a first pitch strike. Setting back up. Wicks waiting for the pitch. Dahl takes a look over to second. The stretch, the pitch on the way. That one's going to be high for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Trace Wicks. Again, Dahl checks the bags. The stretch, the pitch. And that one almost gets Wicks. Ball 2, getting the chiding from his buddies in the dugout, telling him to wear that one. 2 balls and a strike to Wicks with 1 out. Runners on first and second. Bottom of the 6th inning. That pitch is up high. Ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. Dahl looks in, gets his signals from Bateman. Now set. The stretch, the pitch, and he's going to wear that one. So 4 batters, 3 of them have been hit. 1 of them is struck out. That'll bring up Gabe Thomas with 1 out, bases loaded. Thomas hit by pitch, a strikeout looking, and a single for him. Tanner McMaster on deck for St. Mary's. Larson, the stretch, the pitch. That's going to be a ground ball to the third baseman. The third baseman's going to boot it, and he's going to have to step on the bag and get the force out. I'm going to call it a fielder's choice there on a little grounder. So that puts runners at first and second with 2 down. One run across for St. Mary's. Tanner McMaster to the plate for St. Mary's. Flew out his last at bat. Out to left field. It was a nice hit, but it was right to the batter, or the left fielder, Keegan Banning. That first pitch is outside for ball 1 to McMaster. Left-handed batter. That is going to be hit into the gap, and it'll be a nice base hit for McMaster. Gets that out into the left field. And that loads the bases back up for St. Mary's, and that'll bring a change in the batting order. Now I'm confused, because now this is Gavin. Gavin Wimhoff did not bat earlier, so I'm not sure who number 9 was. I'm going to have to get some things squared around here. That might have been... Oh, well, this is the other Gavin. This is Gavin Milliken. Gavin Milliken checks into the game for St. Mary's, his first time to the plate. 2 outs, bases loaded. First pitch is going to be fouled off, strike 1. Gavin, I believe, is a junior, and he is. Next pitch, outside, ball 1, and sliding in on the pass ball is going to be Trace Wicks. Gabe Thomas ends up over at third, McMaster ends up over at the second. The score now is 13-8 in favor of the Badgers. 1 ball, 1 strike. That one's going to be inside. Ball 2 to Milliken. Stretch the pitch. Ground ball out to the shortstop. He's able to scoop that up. And he throws it to first, to second, but there's nobody there. And I'm going to give it as a single. Brings in a run. We end up with runners at the corners, and Jared Badge will step up. Yeah, the shortstop, I think, thought that there was a runner at first as he flips it over to the second baseman, but there was no runner going over there for the force out. So you can really consider that an error on the Badgers, but I went ahead and gave Gavin the single instead. And it'll bring up Jared Badgett with 2 outs. 3 runs across for St. Mary's. The score now 13-9 in favor of Bonners. First pitch paints the outside corner for strike 1. Badgett has a walk, a hit by pitch, and a strikeout swinging in his last at bat. But St. Mary's slowly trying to chip their way back into this game, only down by 4. Stretch the pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 2 on that one. It'll be the top of the order to Crawford. 0-2 pitch. That one's left up high and outside. Ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Badgett. All except for the errors, this has been a fairly even game. 9 hits for the Badgers, 7 for St. Mary's. Each team has left 7 on base. The 1-2 pitch. Inside. Ball 2. Milliken gets the stolen base, heads down to second. 2 runners in scoring position. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Badgett. Badgett, they had to talk into playing, as he wasn't sure he was going to play baseball. Then he decided to. 2 balls, 2 strikes, pitch on the way. That one's going to be down in the dirt, runs the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Bo Bateman with a nice stop there on that one. Everybody resets. Bottom of the 6th inning. St. Mary's with 3 runs across. Top of the 6th is the first inning. St. Mary's held the Badgers without a score, and Badgett watches that one come straight across the plate for strike 3. And that was a gorgeous pitch right down the middle. I'm not sure how he held up on that, but that's going to retire the sides. 3 runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left on base. The score is 13 for the Badgers, 9 for St. Mary's. We'll be back.
It's been a trying year for parents. They've been confronted with countless challenges and have always risen to the occasion. If it isn't too much to ask, the 50,000 high school student athletes in Idaho have one last request. Please set an example. Disorderly fan conduct at high school athletic events is on the rise. It increasingly involves parents. There's no question that parents are passionate. There's no question they care about their children. But at a time when they're all wound a little more tightly than usual, it's worth remembering this about Idaho high school sports. Always be a good example. Stop unruly fan behavior before it starts.
This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
Why should you get all of your prescriptions from your local Good Neighbor Pharmacy? Because over 100,000 patients per year experience serious complications from drug interactions. At Jack's Pharmacy in St. Mary's, your prescriptions are not only filled, but we double-check for such complications. You can trust our knowledgeable pharmacists for that extra personalized attention. You're not just a number to us. You are our neighbor. Bring all your prescriptions to Jack's, your Good Neighbor Pharmacy, or you'll receive personalized service and attention.
And we are back, top of the 7th inning. St. Mary's trails 13-9. We've got Nelson still pitching, and that one misses outside for ball 1 to Blake Rice. St. Mary's has battled to get themselves into this position here. That pitch is ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. St. Mary's is in a spot to maybe try to pull out the win here at the end. That last inning was the first inning that the Badgers did not score a run. That next pitch is a strike as he takes a swing and a miss. 2 balls and a strike to Blake Rice. St. Mary's has scored 2 in the second, 4 in the fourth, 3 in the sixth, and that one is fouled off. Strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Blake Rice. On deck should be Tegan Banning. Still kind of in the meat of the order for the Badgers. 2-2 pitch on the way, and that is fouled off as well. The count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes as Banning going to battle here at the plate. Next pitch on the way, and that is laced down the left field line, but it goes foul. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes to Blake Rice. Nelson looks in, the pitch on the way. That one he's going to leap high. Runs the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Rice. The stretch, the pitch, the swing and a miss. Strike 3, and that will bring up Tegan Banning with 1 out for the Badgers. That is not updated. Nelson has a strikeout there. Banning walked his last at bat. Had a couple of singles. That's going to be a grounder hit hard out to right field for a base hit for the Badgers. runner on first, 1 out. That'll bring up David Hammonds, who walked his last at bat. He's 1 for 3, a strikeout, a single, a line drive, and a walk. The stretch, the pitch. He takes a swing at a low one. Strike 1. And Keegan Banning gets the stolen base as the Badgers want to try to extend their lead a little bit. They're only up by 4. Well, Banning gets over to second base. Nelson looks in. The stretch, the pitch, the swing. That is a little blooper hit out to shortstop. Let's see if Wicks can play it. He does. Trace Wicks at shortstop makes the catch for out number 2. That'll bring up Travis Peterson, who hit a fly out his last at bat. He's 0 for 3. A strikeout, a fly out, hit by pitch, and fly out. St. Mary's will be at the top of their order if they can get 3 quick outs here. That one is going to be a ground ball to the third baseman, and he's going to get it off of his glove. And it's going to be, I have to call it an error, I do believe, as he booted down just a little bit. So runners now at the corners for the Badgers. That'll bring up Elijah Dahl, who flew out his last at bat. Nelson looks in, gets a signal from Crawford. Runners at the corners with 2 down. Pitch on the way, and that is a high foul ball that is going to be out of play. Strike 1 to Dahl. Everybody resets after the long foul ball and the strike 1. Nelson looking in. Pretty efficient pitching by Nelson. 23 strikes and 8 balls. And that's a nice-looking pitch. Strike 2. 0-2 count to Dahl. Ricky Nelson, I believe, is a freshman. Next pitch on the way. That one is going to be a golf swing at that one, and Crawford didn't really have his head on a swivel on that one. That one was in a spot where he probably could have got to it and caught it for the out, but I think he thought it was popped up on the infield. Next pitch on the way. That one's going to be up high. That'll be ball 1. One ball, 2 strikes to Elijah Dahl. Nelson looks in. Runners at the corners. That pitch is going to be fouled back. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nelson looks in, gets his signals, the stretch, the pitch. And they're going to fake the throw down. They're going to call that one a ball 2. Looked pretty good. It must have just been low. So it's 2 balls and a strike. Or 2 balls and 2 strikes. Next pitch on the way, and they swing and a foul ball on that one. So it remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. As Elijah Dahl battling here with his plate appearance. Badgers would like to extend that lead a little bit. 4 runs is not very comfortable at the moment. Nelson with the stretch, the pitch, the swing, and a foul ball. Two balls and 2 strikes. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes to Elijah Dahl. Once again, top of the 7th inning, the Badgers lead 13-9. Nelson looks in, gets his signal, wants to get this inning over with, and the stretch, the pitch. Yeah, that's it. It's over the head of the shortstop, out into left field. It's going to bring in at least 1 run. And it'll bring in 2 runs on that line drive over the head of our shortstop, Trace Wicks. Just couldn't quite get up high enough to get it. So that does give a 6-run lead now to the Badgers. With a runner on first with 2 outs, that'll bring up Chance Madden, who struck out in his first at-bat. I believe this is still Chance Madden. This is number 11, actually, Porter Schultz. The lefty comes back in. He's going to swing at that first pitch, and it's going to be hit out into right field, and it'll be a base hit. Hard hit ground ball. It puts runners at the corners again. And Coach Chase calls time. It looks like he might make a change after pitching down here. And he is going to do so. And we get Brock Anderson head into the mound for the Lumberjacks. So we'll go ahead and take a break while Anderson gets warmed up.
Everyone knows that the timber industry is a huge part of our community. Working in the timber industry requires big equipment. Big equipment requires a special mechanic for custom machine items to repair. Jake's Machine and Repair in St. Mary's is your very own full-service, large equipment diesel mechanic that not only has a full-size shop, but also has a service truck that can come straight to you when you break down in the woods. If you're in need of big truck or big equipment repair, stop by Jake's Machine and Repair at 106 Homer Drive in St. Mary's or call 208-596-8819. 208-596-8819. Jake's Machine and Repair in St. Mary's.
Have you ever noticed that some companies are around for decades, and you really don't notice them until you actually see them? Kennebec Trucking is one of these. Kennebec Trucking has been a fixture in St. Mary's for decades, and still is a community-involved business. Take the time to thank these entrepreneurs. They quietly make it on their own, and make our community all the better for it. Kennebec Trucking. Give them a call today at 245-7209. Kennebec Trucking, a community staple and Lumberjack supporter. Good luck, Jacks.
And we are back. Brock Anderson steps to the mound for the Lumberjacks. Freshman. I believe the 3rd freshman pitcher we've seen here in this one. We need 1 out, does the Lumberjacks. Henry Willis batting. He struck out his first at bat. And runners at the corners for the Badgers. That pitch is up high, ball 1. Porter Schulte gets the stolen base there. Anderson looks in, gets his signals, checks over the bags. The stretch, the pitch. A little high, maybe a little outside, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Anderson looks around, checks his bags. The stretch, the pitch. That was a pretty good-looking pitch, but it's going to miss for ball 3. Anderson looks in, gets his signals, the stretch, the pitch. Strike 1 called. 1 ball, or 3 balls, 2 strikes to Anderson, or to Willis. Next pitch on the way. Strike 2 called. That was a nice pitch by Anderson. Runs the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Anderson looks Anderson gets his signals, the stretch, the pitch. That one's going to miss outside, ball 4. And I'll bring up the big hitting Bo Bateman, who has a single, 2 singles, and a triple. Two outs for the Badgers. Top of the 7th inning. They put 2 runs across here in the 7th. And this is the 6 out of 7 innings they've plated runs. Stretch, the pitch. Strike 1 called on a nice-looking pitch by Anderson. Runners take their leads. Anderson set on the mound, the stretch, and the 0-1 pitch on the way. That is hit out into left field, and he put a big hit on it. It's going to be over the head of Shunt Hunter, and it's going to be a double. All the way out. And it was actually a double. Three runs in. And that one is hit high out to right field. And it's caught by Wyatt Holmes out there. So let me get this corrected here. And then that was a hit by Trey Bateman out into right field. It is going to be caught on the run by Wyatt Holmes with a nice catch. But another big inning for the Badgers. They stretch that lead back out. They're up by 9 now, 18-9. And we'll be back.
Afraid to touch that breaker box? Need some rewiring done? Call the professionals at M&S Electric. With nearly 40 years experience, there's no job too big or too small. From industrial and commercial to residential and service work, M&S Electric isn't afraid. Serving Benawasha, Washington, Kootenai, and Latah counties, M&S Electric has you covered. Overhead work? M&S can do that too with their bucket truck. M&S Electric, 408 Main Avenue, St. Mary's. Give them a call, 208-245-3890. No job too big, no job too small. We do them all. M&S Electric.
For all your plumbing needs, call Nick's Plumbing and Heating. With 6 professional staff, you can be assured of guaranteed quality products, installation, service, and repair of all of your plumbing needs. So if you have plumbing needs or problems, call good folks at Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Call 245-5460. That's 245-5460. Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Installation, service, and repair when you need it. Nick's Plumbing and Heating, St. Mary's.
Are your friends and family tired of sleeping with Fido when they visit? Maybe Fido's tired of sleeping with them. Either way, the Pines Motel is there to save the day. With large, spacious rooms, comfortable beds, and even a mini fridge, Fido may get jealous. Save the floor for Fido and call Kevin of the Pines Motel at 245-2545. That's the Pines Motel in St. Mary's. I'm sure your friends and family would appreciate it, and so would Fido.
And we are back, top of the order for St. Mary's. Cade Crawford leading off. St. Mary's down by 9, 18-9. They had it cut to 4 at the top of the 7th inning. But a 5-run inning for the Badgers. Let them stretch that back out. Elijah Dahl still pitching for the Badgers. 56 pitches for him. Stretch. And the first pitch to Crawford. And Crawford's going to hit that up into the air. And it's going to be caught on a little fly-out pop-up. That'll bring up Wyatt Holmes for the Lumberjacks. First pitch, ball 1 to Wyatt Holmes. Holmes was hit by pitches last at bat. He has 2 strikeouts, a walk, and a hit by pitch. Dahl looks in, gets his signals. The stretch, the pitch. A little high again. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes to Holmes. On deck is Dylan Larson. Stretch, the pitch. Outside. 3 balls, no strikes to Holmes. The stretch, the pitch. That's in the dirt. Ball 4. 4 pitches, 4 balls, and the runner on for St. Mary's. Dylan Larson steps to the plate now. Hit by pitch his last at bat. Had a single before that. Then a fly out and a strikeout his first 2 at bats. Dahl looks in. The pitch on the way, and Dylan's going to be hit by pitch 2 times in a row, and that's runners on first and second. Sean Hunter steps to the plate. Hunter gets his first pitch on the way, and that one's going to be outside. Ball 1 to Sean Hunter. Elijah Dahl looks in, gets his signals from Bateman. The stretch, the pitch. That one's going to be outside and low. And that'll send Holmes over to third. The runners and Larson up to second. So runners at second and third for St. Mary's with 1 out. Sean Hunter with 2 balls, no strikes. Pitch on the way. That one was a nice looking pitch. He hits that. It's hit out into right field, and making the catch was Peterson, and Wyatt Holmes tags up and gets in for the score. Dylan Larson still at second base. 2 outs. 1 run across for St. Mary's. Trace Wicks was hit by pitches last at bat. He's 1 for 3. A strikeout, a fly out, a single, and a hit by pitch. Dahl looks in, gets his signals. The first pitch to Wicks. Right down the heart, strike 1. Stretch, the pitch. That's outside, ball 2, or 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, runner on second for the Lumberjacks. Bottom of the 7th inning, 18-10, the Badgers lead. Dahl checks second base, the stretch, the pitch. Oh, gonna take a little while to make that call, but they call it a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Wicks. Dahl looks in, gets his signals. 1 ball, 2 strikes. To Trace Wicks, the pitch on the way. And that is a hit out into left field by Trace Wicks. Runners at the corners for St. Mary's. Gabe Thomas to the plate for the Lumberjacks. Thomas a hit by pitch. a strikeout looking, a single, and a fielder's choice. He's 1 for 3. Nigel Dahl with 69 pitches on the day. Stretch the pitch, that one's outside. Trace Wicks gets over on the stolen base. The runner's in scoring position for St. Mary's with 2 down. 1 ball, no strikes to Thomas. Stretch the pitch. Inside low, ball 2. Pitch on the way from Dahl. That one is tagged out to left field, but it's foul. Strike 1, 2 balls and a strike to Larson. Reset after that long foul ball. Next one is popped up on the infield. Actually, no, it was not popped up on the infield. It looked like it was popped up on the infield, but that was deep into center field, and 2 runs are going to score. I did not even realize that was hit as hard as it was, and it got out into deep right field. 2 runs score on that. And Thomas is actually over the second. It was a double for him. The Lumberjacks cut it 18-12 as they've got 3 runs across. If they could have gotten that third out a little bit quicker earlier, this game would be 1 run apart, 13-12. And Tanner hits that one, and it's going to get out past the glove of the second baseman. And Dylan Larson is going to, or Gabe Thomas is going to come in for the run, and the single by McMaster. McMaster is at first. The score is 18-13 in favor of the Badgers. St. Mary's down by 5. Brings up Brock Anderson with 2 outs. Runner at first base for the Lumberjacks. They battled and fought and clawed their way in this game. And outside on that first pitch, ball 1 to Anderson. Anderson does pose a problem for some pitchers as he's definitely one of the shortest guys on the field. Makes him a little harder to pitch to. Small strike zone. Next pitch on the way. That's going to be hit out to the shortstop, and the shortstop makes a flip on the fielder's choice, and that will end the game. But the Lumberjacks fought hard to try to come back in it. And that is, I'm missing it out somewhere here on this. Not sure what happened. I'm missing it out somehow. In any case, I'll take a quick break and we'll be back. I might have a...
If you have OCD, obsessive coffee disorder, then stop by Shift and Grind, located in the green building right across the street from Jack's Pharmacy. Shift and Grind is a proud Lumberjack supporter and has something for everyone. From regular coffees, lattes, mochas, and more, Shift and Grind will keep your day going. Try Red Bull Infused or Lotus Energy Drink if you're not a coffee fan. On Lumberjack home game days, wear your Lumberjack colors and get a discount on your favorite drink. Shift and Grind now has indoor seating. Shift and Grind open 5 to 6 Monday through Friday, 6 to 4 on the weekends. Shift and Grind, 132 North 1st Street, right here in St. Mary's.
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical Idaho high school budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too. This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
And then we were back, and I don't know if maybe I goofed up, because I only had 2 outs there for St. Mary's, and maybe this final score was 18-12, but the Lumberjacks did make a valiant effort. It was either 18-12 or 18-13, so just giving you that one there. As Lumberjacks did make a valiant effort to come back in that. It was Bonner's Ferry through the 7 innings. They scored 1 in the first, 4 in the second, 5 in the third, 1 in the fourth, 2 in the fifth, 0 in the sixth, and 5 in the seventh. 18 runs, 13 hits, and no errors, 8 left on base for St. Mary's. They were held scoreless in the first. They scored 2 in the second, scoreless in the third. They scored 4 in the fourth, none in the fifth, 3 in the sixth, and 4 in the seventh, if I'm correct on that. And they had 10 hits, 5 errors, and 11 left on base. And just team stats, the Badgers batted .351. St. Mary's batted, let's see, once it gets over there. Waiting for my tablet to do its thing here to get the stats up for me. Like I said, it was a nice, hard-fought game by St. Mary's as they battled their way back into that. As my tablet just froze up on that, trying to calculate. There we go. I think I've got it. So St. Mary's was able to bat .323, so not bad in the game. Honestly, for them, is really just a good game for them as far as the batting goes. Pitching was not too bad, but they do end up with an earned run average of 8. St. Mary's struck out 10 batters. They walked 8 batters. They hit 2. They had 1 balk for St. Mary's, and over here for the Badgers, it's Keegan Banning getting the win. It was a 13 was the ERA. The earned run average was 13 for the Badgers, so that was not a good number. It's all 13 of the Lumberjack runs were earned. They did strike out 10 batters, and they had 10 hits, but they allowed 6 walks and 8 hit by pitch. I think that's hit by pitch, hit batters. Fielding, I'm not going to worry about fielding. That's going to do it for our first game, so we're going to go ahead and send it back to the studio, and we'll be back in a little while with game number 2.